So, Dennis, how are you?
Not too bad. Just lost my voice a little bit, but apologies.
That's all good. So,
Anyway.
yeah, let's start. So, what year did you graduate from QAHS?
Don't know if the teachers agree with us, but probably the golden era, 2012. Not too long ago, just 4 years back.
And what was your favourite subject here?
I know which subjects I didn't like. Not mentioning anything. I was a very straightforward thinker, so I didn't really like going around with all these ways of knowing. Yada, 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 yada. I think I was more of a math and science type of person.
Yeah. And when you think about your time here, what were some of the highlights or best memories?
There's a lot of bigger events at QA, you've got your cross countries, you've got your inter-house events, your soirees, all that. Those were great, but for me it's more the everyday little things. For example, when Mrs. Wood gave me the Batman award, that was great as well. I don't know if he's here, but laughing to Mr. Lau's hilarious jokes. Mr. Fox always checking if I did my maths homework online. Actually, gym sessions with Mr. Mitchell, those were intense. Don't know if he still does that though. He used to make me throw gym balls over my head and do I couldn't breathe the next day, but just little things like that were fun. Interacting with your teachers, your fellow peers. It's more those that stick in my memory, or miss those when you get to uni.
And what special opportunities do you think the academy experience provided you with?
You guys get a lot of awards and stuff like that, so you don't get that a lot at uni. You got to go find them yourselves.
Yeah.
So just all those little competitions, all those little events, social events. Just don't be afraid to go out and do them, because you're gonna have to go find them yourselves at uni. So when they present them to you here, pretty much just take them all on. Don't be scared. Who cares if you get participation versus high distinction? Just do it. It's all fun.
Yeah. And what was it like working with fellow bright students?
Meant to be honest, right? No, I'm kidding. When I first got into QA, I wasn't considered one of the brightest students, because I was doing a lot of sport back then compared to study. So when I first came in, I hated it. But then, later on, after I'm not finished, later on, it was really positive, because they pulled you forward, because I don't like losing. But because IB is not like OP where what you do affects the next person, it's very individual work. But then at the same time, it's a lot of teamwork. You guys share a lot of information, questions, and then if this person's doing great, you kind of want to just follow in their footsteps as well. If they're working harder, you want to work harder. So it was like a love-hate relationship a little bit.
Yeah. And what are some of the things you have done since graduating from QAHS?
Ooh, what haven't I done? I've done a lot of things. Got into uni, that was one thing, yay. I'm in 4th year at the moment, so...
What are you doing?
Dentistry at the moment. Last year I saw my first patient. Now I'm seeing patients every day here. I got surgery done on my shoulder. At the moment I'm practicing, rehearsing for a musical. That's on this Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Got back into sport. What else did I do? Just a lot of volunteering work as well. A lot of part-time jobs. Studying, obviously. Socializing, meeting new people, all sorts of stuff. Too many to mention.
And how has the transition from school to uni worked for you?
Positive and negative. So the positive stuff is more that you're a lot more free out there. You can make your choices a lot more. But at the same time, because you are free, it's you have no more protection. It's you're fending for yourself out there. But luckily, QA teaches you how to do that.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense in here. So when you go out there, the only difference is pretty much whether you go look for a busy life compared to whether you're just happy with doing what you do, or whether you go look to occupy your time. I'm not saying staying in bed is a bad thing, but you're young. Do stuff. Don't stay in bed. Only if you need to.
And what were the best learnings from QAHS for uni?
Best learnings. I guess it's more like not giving up, especially because QA is a really intense program. The IB is really intense compared to like a lot of other schools. You learn really not to give up, and even if you do, for example, have a bad time, like a bad term, then you learn how you have to pick up yourself for the next term and not just kind of stay in that slump.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of, I guess, yeah, not giving up is pretty much the most important lesson that I took from here. Also, taking on every challenge you can and just not being intimidated by the workload.
Yeah.
Just handle as much as you can, but at the same time, never underestimate how much you can just effectively put a lot of things in your time. 24 hours is very, very long time if you think about it.
Yeah. And do you think the IB has been helpful for your university work, and if so, how?
Oh, definitely. IB has a lot of workload. You got to get your time like effectively cut out. You need to be able to organize your time. You need to be able to look for resources if you don't know how. All of that applies to uni, especially when you guys have like 30 people in a class now. If you go to uni, the courses are like, the smaller courses have like 120 people in it. The larger ones have like 700 people in it.
Wow.
You don't have a lot of time to go see your teachers, whereas here you can go see your teacher if you don't know a question. You can't do that at uni. So all of that, so just looking for resources, researching, all of that is really important, I guess. Yeah. So.
And what were the best learnings from QAHS for your life in general?
I guess everything I apply, what I just said, is really applied to my life in general. It's not just uni life. Like, for example, not just study, but for example, even the musical, I had to balance that and my uni life at the same time and just like not give up halfway. Because like sometimes like I rehearse finish at like 11:30 at night or 11 at night, and then I got to go see patients at 7 o'clock in the morning. All that. So you just got to know how to apply how you study in a different situation, just a different context.
Yeah.
But you just bring about all your personality and all your traits, and just applying that in different situations. You got to be able to adapt. So that's something important, I reckon.
And final question, if there was one tip you would like to share with the current QAHS students, what would it be?
Well, we've got 4. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, I'm a little bit of a talker. Number 1, like I said, never be intimidated. So just never go, oh, you know what, that might be too much, or I don't think I can do that, or I think that's not me. No, just never underestimate, never overestimate it as well, never be arrogant, never think that, oh yeah, this is going to be easy, I just put it off, or oh, if I put a little bit of less effort, it should still be okay. Never do that. Number 3, I guess, study is really important. It's what gets you places, especially in today's society. But at the same time, don't lose your hobbies and don't lose your extracurricular stuff. So because I've seen a lot of people get into uni and go, oh yeah, I'll just focus on study and I'll pick it up later. You don't usually pick it up later. You gotta be able to constantly have it in your life. And it also acts as a de-stress type thing. For example, was it Maddie?
Yes.
Like, don't ever lose that singing. Like, I've seen university singers and all that, but that's great. You know what I mean? Just don't lose it. Be able to study, but at the same time, don't say, oh, I'm too tired. I'm not going to do anything for the next 3 hours. Go do something that takes your energy, but at the same time, it gives your mind a rest.
Yeah.
I think your body can take a lot more stress than your mind. So you got to be able to have something that you can just de-stress with. Last one, I guess, is you're never trying your hardest. That you can always try harder. Just always tell yourself you're not trying your hardest, because if you do that, you'll kind of tell yourself, oh, this is my limit. Everyone has limits. Like, just always think you can try harder, and there's always one more step you can take. I reckon that's the 4 tips I've got from my life.
Well, thank you very much for your time. So we do have a small gift of appreciation.
Oh, is it the cup?
Yes.
All right.
Thank